or there is a brutal truth about society that many people spend half their life resisting. Society does not always reward the best person. It does not always reward the kindest, the most honest, the most loyal, or the most sincere. Or it often rewards what is useful, what is visible, what is powerful, what is profitable, and what fits the game being played. That truth hurts because most people grow up with a moral picture of the world. Work hard, be good, stay humble, treat people right, and eventually life will return that goodness to you in equal measure. But the older you get, the more you realize that society is not built purely on fairness. It is built on systems, perception, incentives, status, power, timing, and human nature. And if you do not understand that early enough, you can spend years feeling betrayed by a world that was never designed to operate on innocence alone. Society praises kindness, but often responds faster to strength. It praises honesty, but often protects convenience. It praises authenticity, but rewards performance. It praises loyalty, but many people only stay loyal while it benefits them. That is the contradiction. And that contradiction, or they keep thinking the answer is to give more, explain more, prove more, tolerate more, stay softer, be more understanding, be less difficult, be less direct, be less demanding. But what often happens is not greater respect. What often happens is greater access for people who were already willing to take without honoring what was given. Because society notices value, but it does not automatically protect it. That is why some of the deepest people are overlooked. Some of the most honest people are dismissed. Some of the most generous people are drained. Some of the most disciplined people are envied instead of supported. And some of the loudest, shallowest, most calculated people rise simply because they understand how the room works. This does not mean goodness is pointless. It means goodness without awareness becomes vulnerable. That is one of the first brutal truths about society. Being good is not enough if you do not also understand human behavior. Or you can have a pure heart and still be manipulated. You can have strong values and still be excluded. You can work hard and still be ignored. You can tell the truth and still lose to someone who tells the story better. Because society is not just a test of character, it is also a test of perception. People do not only respond to who you are, they respond to how you appear, how much value they think you carry, how easily you can be controlled, how much status surrounds you, and whether your presence benefits or threatens their position. That is why two people can say the same thing and be treated completely differently. One is called confident, the other is called arrogant. One is called powerful, the other is called intimidating. One is called wise, the other is ignored. The difference is not always truth. Sometimes it is social weight, and that leads to another brutal truth. Or substance are, but often enough that pretending otherwise can damage your life. The world likes to believe it, judges by depth. In reality, many people judge by packaging, first, meaning later. They notice confidence before wisdom, position before character, influence before depth. They decide how much attention you deserve before they fully know what you carry inside, or that is unfair. But denying it does not protect you from it, understanding it does. Because once you see this clearly, you stop moving through life naively. You stop assuming people will automatically recognize your worth just because your intentions are sincere. You stop expecting depth to market itself. You stop believing that the world is naturally organized around truth. Or you realize truth often needs structure. Value often needs boundaries. Goodness often needs strength. And self-respect is not optional in a world that studies what it can get away with. Another brutal truth about society is this, where many people do not love what is right. They love what feels safe for them. That is why people stay silent when truth becomes inconvenient. That is why people support justice until justice threatens their comfort. That is why people admire courage from a distance but hesitate when courage asks something from them personally. That is why so many people conform even when they know something is wrong. Because belonging is powerful, approval is powerful, fear of exclusion is powerful. Most people do not want to be isolated, so they bend, they shrink, they stay quiet, they laugh at what they should question, they follow what they should resist. Or they protect acceptance even at the cost of integrity. And society, in many ways, runs on that fear. It runs on people being too tired, too distracted, too dependent, too insecure, or too afraid to challenge what does not feel right. That is why independent thinking is so rare. It can cost comfort, or it can cost popularity, it can cost belonging, it can cost easy approval, and not everyone is willing to pay that price. That brings us to another hard truth. Society does not punish weakness as much as it exploits unprotected weakness. This is important. The world does not always attack people because they are soft, or often it attacks because their softness has no boundaries. If you are kind but cannot say no, society will overload you. If you are talented but cannot speak with confidence, society will overlook you. If you are generous but cannot protect your energy, society will drain you. Or if you are honest but cannot read manipulation, society will use your sincerity against you. That is why inner strength matters so much. Not because you need to become cold, not because you need to stop caring, but because in a system shaped by self-interest, perception, and hidden competition, unguarded goodness often becomes a target. Or, and maybe the most brutal truth of all is this: society often reveals people more than it uplifts them. Give people power and you see their character. Give people status and you see their ego. Give people someone to compare themselves to and you see their insecurity. Or give people the chance to benefit without consequences and you see what they truly value. Society is not just an environment. It is a mirror. It reveals who can stay decent when they gain influence. It reveals who becomes fake around status. It reveals who only respects people they fear losing. Or it reveals who applauds your dream but resents your proof. It reveals who truly stands for something and who only performs values when it is socially convenient. That is why growing up often feels like losing illusions. You start seeing that fairness is not automatic. You start seeing that respect is not always moral. Or you start seeing that success changes how people treat you. You start seeing that many relationships are built on convenience more than truth. You start seeing that some people only value you when others do. You start seeing that society can smile at you while quietly measuring your usefulness. And for a while, that realization can make you bitter, but it does not have to. Because there is another way to meet this truth. Not with cynicism, with clarity. Clarity means you stop expecting society to be pure. Clarity means you stop being shot by contradictions. Clarity means you stop mistaking the way things should be for the way things are. Clarity means you become wiser about where to give, where to trust, where to stay soft, and where to become firm. You learn to keep your heart but sharpen your discernment. You learn to stay kind but not naive. You learn to value truth but also understand timing, delivery, and social reality. Or you learn to protect your peace in a world that often rewards performance over depth. You learn that being real matters, but being aware matters too. And that may be the deepest lesson hidden inside the brutal truth about society. Society is flawed. People are complicated. Fairness is inconsistent. Respect is often conditional. Or an innocence alone will not protect you, but awareness can. Because once you understand the game, you stop walking into it asleep. You stop begging for recognition from people who only understand status. You stop offering endless access to people who do not honor value. You stop measuring your worth by a system that often confuses noise with importance. Or you stop shrinking your truth just to remain digestible. Instead, you grow not into someone harder, into someone clearer. And in a society built on pressure, image, competition, and contradiction, clarity may be one of the rarest forms of freedom.